Hello and welcome! In this video we will go through the second chapter on the Hallowfall campaign called Gathering Shadows. Now before we get into that, let's do what we usually do and check out the lorebook entry on the previous chapter. So that was the first chapter of the Hallowfall campaign and it was called The Guiding Star. So as always, I am no longer able to show you the lorebook entry directly, because once you complete the first campaign it gets removed, unfortunately. So that means I will have to refer to warcraft.wiki for that. So I'd like to thank them for uploading the lorebook entries. Okay, the Hallowfall Arathi. Traveling down into the Hallowfall cavern with Anduin, you encountered a crystal as bright as the sun. Anduin once more heard the radiant song. You and Anduin encountered a lamplighter named Farron who recruited you for a mission to rescue soldiers at the fallen Aegis Wall. At the Aegis Wall, you helped Farron, Anduin and Chiron light the key flame and blunt the Nerubian assault. You went beyond the wall and recovered the remains of Arathi's soldiers and fought against the Nerubian attackers. You left the Aegis Wall and headed to the air docks at Tanir's Ascent to defend against the Nerubian forces. You destroyed the Nerubian siege equipment, and gathered intelligence on their assault against the Arathi. Illyria reappeared, and with her help you defeated the Nerubian leader of the assault. You learned she had been tracking the Nerubians who attacked Dalaran. The Lamplighters ignited the Dawn Tower at Tanir's Ascent just in time. The star Beladar shifted to Shadow, bringing darkness to Hallowfall. So that was the previous video, or the summary on the previous video. Now, just like in the previous video, we are in the wrong phase, unfortunately. So, as you can see, Beladar is in its bright state right now, but normally if you go through this campaign for the first time, and same with the chapter, you will be, well, locked into the shadow state of Beladar. So everything will be dark, it will be more depressing, I guess, and I guess, yeah, things will fit better than they will now. So sorry that I am not able to show you this questline in the shadow phase of Beladar. Apparently it takes like 3 hours, well, before it turns to shadow. Okay, so we ended the previous video with Farron, so let's pick up the quest right there. So just as with the previous video, just like the previous video, this chapter is tied to the achievement called Hallowfall. Alright, let's speak with Farron.
We are a light in the darkness.
A lamplighter's duty. Darkness has fallen. We can't rest yet. Farron gives you a wary smile, but there is light in her eyes. The light from the tower will hold the worst dangers and darkness at bay. It's my duty as a lamplighter to keep all the towers blazing. My patrol takes me to Lorel's Crossing by air next. I would welcome you and Anduin at my side, for all our sakes. Take the lamplighter skiff to Lorel's Crossing. And I made a mistake here somewhere, but it's no big deal really. Yeah, we'll hold the worst dangers in the darkness, but well.
We carry the flame into
This darkness, how long does it last?
sometimes only moments, sometimes days. We lost so many the first time it turned. We will travel by air. Monsters arise in the darkness.
Okay, very comforting. Monsters arise in the darkness. Skiff taken to Lorel's Crossing.
To live under constant threat of shadow. How do you do it?
When night falls, the army enacts the shadow curfew. Get inside, get to safety. Incoming! Use the lances on those enemies.
Lance of Light. Launch a projectile that deals moderate damage to the first enemy hit. As you can see, it deals loads of damage.
Good work. You'd fit in well with us lamplighters. As our numbers dwindle, some find their faith shaken. They turn to the whispers in the darkness. Look out! Here come more of those fiends! Behemoth! Quickly, take it down! Thank goodness. That was a small one. Those monsters can take out a warship. We
Small.
must hold to our faith in the sacred flame. Ourselves. And in each other if we are to succeed.
Anduin stares mournfully up at the dark star.
Quickly! Get inside!
Farron, thank the flame. Kobis are raiding Sinna's Yearning. The army went ahead, but...
Say no more. Our new allies and I will go to their aid. Seek shelter immediately.
Farron nods to you and Anduin. And then they disappear. So over there you saw the flight point that you can take to add this location to the network. Alright, so let's just follow the waypoint, follow the road, all the way to the bridge, then we cross it.
Halt, Farron. We secure the village, then rescue the captives.
They'll be dead by then.
And here we find Sina's Yearning, as well as Farron and General Steelstrike arguing again.
Am I needed?
The shadows are unsettling.
Will I be forgiven?
I don't care if Steelstrike thinks I'm reckless. I don't care if I get hurt. I can't let my people die. We've lost too many already. To Nerubians, to Kobis, to the shadows themselves. There's hardly any of us left. How long until there are none? Ask more information about the Kobis. So, the Irati farmer said Kobis are raiding Sina's Yearning. Kobis. Farron scowls. Horrible, violent and stinky creatures. They've plagued us since the moment we arrived in Hallowfall. We've tried to figure out how intelligent they are. Could we parley for peace? But every scholar we've sent to study how to communicate with them has ended up dead. Usually dead and eaten. And worse, they seem to wield some kind of necromancy. As if eating us wasn't enough. Sometimes they chose to dishonor the memory of our allies, even further by raising them to fight against us. I have no idea how they choose which of us to eat and which of us to raise. Raise the strongest, eat the plumpest? It churns my stomach to contemplate these things.
Despite everything, the Orathi find joy.
A lamplighter's duty. The Kobis have already been dragging innocent villagers to the shore. They'll drown them and eat them. We have to save them.
In my heart, there is fire. If you are lost in darkness, we are here to help.
Tricks of the dog. Kobis lurk in the shallows of murky water and snatch any who come near, faster than a viper. And that's just when they hunt alone. In numbers, they are a swarm to be reckoned with. They've been a plague on our outskirt villages since the day we arrived. They eat victims alive given the chance. We must rescue the villagers that have already been dragged to the water. Rescue 5 Irati captives.
Don't give in to fear.
I would safeguard my people.
Fickle, fiendish fish. Judging by the glint in your eye, you wish to join Farron in this madness? To push into the Kobis waters? Into the darkness? You are a fool with a death wish. Take as many of those damnable fish out as you can, before they drag you into the depths for the dinner. Kill 13 Kobis invaders.
We lose so many to the darkness. Soldiers, with me!
I'm more fighter than healer. Anduin, can you...
Not with the light. But I know first aid.
Farron nods to you and Anduin. And then she runs off. Looking for survivors, no doubt. Okay, so we have to kill 13 of these Kobis. So this is, well, an example of a Kobis. Indeed, fish-like creature. It sounds like they are quite, well, sadistic and barbaric, as they eat, well, I would say our people, but yeah. Try to ignore those extra effects. They are part of a little event. That's just temporary. So here is our first Irati captive. There are others to save. Hurry! Okay, over here. Let's see what we can do with all these extra enemies. Yeah, let them run past us. Okay, a little something to look out for. You can see the orbs or the dots on the minimap. Now there is none over here, but there is an Errati captive. So what happens when you interact with it? It turns out it was a Cobis, one that has been or was trying to trick others so that it would capture you. Oh yeah, that kinda is an evasion spell. Guess I should have interrupted that. Oh yeah, this one is not part of the questline, the storyline. However, it is part of a optional questline. I'm gonna kinda need the inventory space, but I guess I'm gonna do that off screen just to get rid of it. Okay, so like I pointed out, that looks like an Errati, but actually wasn't one. So how can you recognize them? Well, either you notice that there is no dot on the map, or you can see that there is a little something over here, like it's a wire or something, and that leads to a Cobis. So over here we can see a Cobis hiding in the shadows. So that's not the ones we want to rescue, because, well, it's no Errati. Over here, however, there is another on the minimap. So that means it's an actual Errati captive. So we're gonna take out some more Cobis
I must get closer.
to get to Survivors. And that was the same text, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Then over here, by these things, I have no idea what they are. It would look like a tent, but actually it looks a bit like fins as well. Probably looks just like their fins, their feet, or whatever you want to call it, or have to call it.
I require a target.
Oops. Well, that counts as a Cobis invader as well, even though it's no Cobis. So I guess they enslave these things. Deepwater eel. Alright, so let me just check that out. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking of something. I thought I was done for. Thank you. Okay, so I kinda just remembered that I didn't show you where we started the quest. But basically, if you completed the first chapter, you will be standing right in front of the NPC that you need. But yeah, we were over at Tanir's Ascent. I think it was somewhere over here. Not entirely sure. So we departed from this location and we crossed the river over here and we arrived at Laurel's Crossing. I really need to start remembering to show the map before starting, well, the chapter. Anyway, let's move on. So another fake Errati captive here. So yeah, we aim for the orbs to find the real ones. Yeah, should be fine. Apparently this one was getting chewed on by a Cobis. Horrible fate that we want to, well, prevent it from going on.
You don't have a target.
That wasn't the first time I was almost eaten by a Cobis. Let's hope it's the last. Now we follow the minimap to the next Errati captive. Normally there should be some over here, so I'm guessing someone else killed them already. I'll regroup with the others. Thank you, outsider. So they probably killed them for this extra quest, I think. So that is part of the extra quest. We're not going to be doing that because it's actually not part of the storyline itself. Just a bonus objective, as you can see. Okay, so I have one more somewhere. Oh yeah, I finished the quest already. I didn't actually notice that I had 5 rescues already. Thought that was number 4.
I need to target something first.
So they being Farron and General Steelstrike mentioned how they well, basically use necromancy. Yeah, it was Farron. Use necromancy to reawaken their victims when they kill Arathi. So that's exactly what we see over here. Drowned Arathi. We really don't want to, well, enforce that fate upon anyone. And over there we can see Farron, who is fighting her own war and rescuing captives. Well, not her own war, but you mean, you know, I mean, she goes out on her own. Alright. So while she is killing Kobis on her own and rescuing other Arathi, we will continue our crusade for killing 13 invaders.
I'm out of range. Too far away.
There we go. So we then return to where we came from, over here.
You have our thanks, Farron Lothar. And you too, outsiders.
Lothar?
Okay, so we learned that she is called Lothar.
We cannot hide from evil.
What can I do? Who is calling for help?
Thank you. These people are badly hurt, but I think they will make it. Some seem to have some skill in healing of their own.
We have lost so many.
These foes are relentless.
I hear a radiant song.
A lamplighter brings hope. Be strong, my friend.
Blades of the Arathi. So basically I was waiting a second because I think she should have moved, but well. Yeah, Blades of the Arathi. I trust in your strength. I must ask you to go ahead to reinforce Sina's yearning. Anduin and I can see my people to safety in Laurel's Crossing. With the darkness and the Kobis, the hearts of my people in Sina's yearning will be faltering to fear. We can't let them wallow. Light a torch with the sacred flame in the center of town and use it to inspire my people's valor. Remind them of their strength. We will catch up with you. May the flame guide you, my friend. Light a torch with the sacred flame, then rally 6 groups of Arathi in Sina's yearning. And for that we get a T-Mock. Either a unlit torch or a lit torch.
A beacon in the dark.
If more of those fishy bastards try to... my leg, I can't... Oh.
Easy. We'll patch you up. Friend, go assist the general in Sina's yearning. We'll meet you there.
Okay, so I guess I was hoping she would move too early.
I will help if I can.
Stay a while and listen.
Did I hear that right earlier? You're, Lothar?
You know the name?
Know it. I was named for Anduin Lothar, one of Stormwind's greatest heroes. He was close friends with my grandfather, King Lane Rin. Few names hold higher esteem. You must be a lady, or...
Oh no, don't you start using formalities on me. My family is noble, but it's been long since we've seen great fortune. To think I had relatives in the old world. Wonderful. I hope I can live up to such legends. Wait, if your grandfather was king of this Stormwind, then Anduin, my new friend. Are you a king?
Not anymore. So, don't you start using formalities on me, either.
Okay, so we are gonna go to the village, which is just to the left where the general went. Over here we can see a big battle going on with more Kobis.
So, you live. Is Farron well?
Hey, how did you see me? I was stealthed.
We must prepare for Belladar to shift.
Something's fishy. So you're outside this and Farron managed to both survive and save the villagers at the beach? Steelstrike breathes a quick prayer in relief. We're in trouble here. The Kobis brought some of their strongest forces to the doorsteps of the villagers. We have our hands full just holding the line. If you can take out those monsters, we might be able to turn the tide. Slay Deep Sludger, the abominable Wave Crasher, and Tide Lord Teethretch in Sina's yearning.
The darkness.
The Arathi will fight so long as the light is with us. Destroy those monsters!
And over here we can see a torch. So we just click that, and like Farron asked, we will light, well, a fire, I guess. Nothing really happens, but well. Over at the center of the village. Next we have to rally 6 groups of Arathi, or Arathi groups. Rally. Rally a nearby group of Arathi with their faith in the sacred flame. Yeah. To arms! We will protect our homes! Kinda thought I read that wrong first. Or at first. So there are several groups that can rally. You can just pick the ones you like. Stand strong in the light for the sacred flame. Okay, over here we have the abominable wave crasher. So that's where we are right now on the map. And he even has pockets. As you might have seen, there's a patrol over there, so try to avoid that. Ah, there we are. That's the scenery we're supposed to see. Okay, I guess it's been 3 hours since it last turned to shadow. Okay, when you go deeper yet down the valley and jump in the water, so that was a bit too early I guess, we can find deep sludge. Oh, and there's more fighting over here. Oh, okay. It's perfect for our quest to rally them. No? Ah, there we are. Together! And we even stay stealthed while rallying them. Is he even... Oh, he's attacking that Arathi. Bastard. Or it. This kinda reminds me of Maltraxxus. Alright, now it seems like I'm stuck in combat with those, but I can use Vanish and be done with that. Thankfully. Alright, so let's see, are there more groups? Yeah, over here inside you can rally some more. There we go. Now there's one over here on the stairs, as well as this one I think. Oh yeah, there's 3. Okay. Stand strong in the light. And 2 over here. But that's just groups of Arathi, so they only count as 1. Alright, so now for our final target. You can see Tide Lord Teeth Wrench, who has the least amount of health. Let's drop that, because I think it's a rage effect. And there we go. Alright, so let's now return to General Steel Strike. Turn in our quests. Violence. Oops. Go away. I'm glad you're alright, Farron. Now stop and take a breath for once. For once. Just thinking about which one to take now. That sounds nice. Alrighty then.
I pray for the flame to show us the way.
Every Arathi has killed more Kobis than I care to count. We've also lost more Arathi to Kobis than I want to count. I don't know what underwater cavern they hail from, but I shudder to think of it.
We must rely on outsiders to save the Arathi.
Be strong, my friend.
The Arathi are strong, proud. The Kobis may be vile, but they will not win this day. Oops, doesn't really matter.
I can't carry more.
Oh, come on.
The unknown.
That's what I meant when I said I need my inventory
I
space.
will see you through the shadow.
Come on.
I got what you need!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that one I got should be that one. That's from a different character. Let's open that. And we got something I don't need. Alright, back to Farron.
When shadow falls, lamplighters rise. A wave of shadow. What just happened? We owe our service to those in need.
Shadow upon shadow.
A beacon in the dark.
Farron's wide eyes dart around in surprise. What just happened? Did you see that shadow? And the oil well? It's gone dark? I've never seen anything like this before. Could it be nearby Dawn Tower? Hurry! Investigate nearby Dawn Tower.
If you are lost in darkness,
Those shadows came from the Dawn Tower. Baron, wait! We must withdraw to Merildar.
And then she goes and ignore what General Steelstrike said.
the tower.
So that's supposed to be glowing brightly. So with the light, but this is shadow.
My faith kindles my hope.
Farron stares at the tower in the distance, a strange flickering light reflecting in her eyes. The tower! Look closer at the tower with Farron and Anduin.
In my...
The Dawn Tower. What is happening to it? Alric! She's...
The Harbinger has whispered to me of your arrival. And your failure at Dalaran.
Where is your master?
No! The Sacred Flame! What has Alric and his cults done?
I don't know. But they claim allegiance to Xalatath, and so their lives are forfeit.
So this Alric kind of sounds like Nathanos from, well, earlier expansions. Meet with Illyria at the cliffside beacon. Oh yeah, I can't really see it, but yeah. It's the same tower we saw earlier with the, well, crystal glowing purple instead of, well, bright yellow or whatever Beladar's color is.
My arrows strike true.
The fear and shame of these people lingers in the air like a fog.
She cannot hide from me.
The darkened flame. This Order of Night, as they call themselves, did some foul ritual to turn the tower's flame to darkness. I know not what. We should investigate. Investigate the darkened Dawn Tower.
I will not fail again.
The flame is corrupted. Can we restore it?
Darkfire investigated. Come on.
This shadow! It's too much!
Anduin, help her. Call upon the light once more.
No, I can't. There must be another way.
So when Illyria mentioned that Anduin had to call upon the light once more, Farron glances at Anduin in surprise. Okay, so that didn't work. Now we have to find 4 clues outside the tower. Now I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit, because I think this one should be first. This clue. Okay, I'm gonna land here. Take out that void creature. Glooming shadow. Okay, so here is a Order of Night journal. The journal is heavily scratched out and torn up. Few segments remain. Tabitha, I'm leaving. I'm tired. I don't expect you to understand. The Order of Night gathers strength. They hide in caves and towns and linger with our greatest enemies. They even have a base beneath one of their precious towers. The army has no idea. The light has made us all blind. Not me. Not anymore. What have we fought for this whole time? Why are we here? Does Beladar even know we exist? Does it love us for our devotion? Or does it hate us for holding it back? What if its true form is darkness? We've toiled in the light for years. What good has it done? We die, picked off in the shadows, one by one. Perhaps we should listen to what Beladar is trying to tell us. There's comfort in the shadows. I'm tired, Tabitha. I know what this means. I know we will end up hurting our own. Hurting you. I'm not sorry. Wow. Alright, so a little something I forgot to do. It's not really that important, but I want to include that in the video. I guess I should have spoken to Farron first.
We are a light in the darkness.
So much darkness. How could it come to this? Does light give way to darkness so easily? Tell me about Elric. Elric was one of us, a lamplighter. For years he worked with us to keep the Dawn Towers lit and the people of Hallowfall safe. We all trusted him. He'd fought with us. We'd saved people from the darkness together. Then he betrayed the Arathi and everything the Lamplighters stand for. He ambushed my friend Andari and leased Order of Night, but who caused the breach here and all these deaths? I'm still not sure. Was he ever good? Did he plan that from the start? I don't know anyone more terrible. No one even comes close.
Despite everything, the Arathi find joy.
So, Elric used to be a lamplighter, and we just found a journal of someone talking to his or her loved one, Tabitha, saying he or she can no longer go on like this, and, well, kind of sympathizes for the Order of Night. Since he, being Elric, is the leader, it's not... Well, I'm not 100% sure that he is the one who wrote that, but it does sound, well, a bit like him, I guess. Kelthur Harthen. The wounds on the body form a real ritualistic pattern. This poor soul was not only killed, but sacrificed to the darkness. Wish his spirit well. That's usually the... No, that's the one I usually take first, but yeah, with that journal, I think it was more important to show that one first. Of course, that's just opinions. Alright, over here we have a Order of Night poster. My friends, we have lived in fear long enough. Beladar has been trying to show us the way. The light has forsaken us. In the light's glare, all are all watched, exposed. In the darkness we are free. We are afraid of the dark only because the light wants us to be. Beladar has shown us the way. No more fear. Instead, we must become fear. Elric Lade. I guess that's how you pronounce his last name? Or his surname? Alright, and finally we have Order of Night pole arm. The pole arm has faint sigils carved into the haft. They have been torn and changed, forming new shapes. They pulse with dark energy. So now we return to Farron.
My faith kindles my hope.
Tell Farron what you learned.
Don't give in to fear. A cave. Could they still be nearby, continuing to corrupt the flame? We cannot hide from evil.
So they killed Kelthur too? Farron squeezes her eyes shut and mouths a prayer and a curse at the same time. We'll make sure he gets a proper funeral. The Order of Night will pay for this. We sealed off Gloomcrag, the nearby cave, years ago. They must have dug their way in so they could target this Dawn Tower. How long have they been planning this? How long has the Order of Night been among our ranks?
We carry the flame into the unknown.
Ever deepest shadow. When I reached for the flame, I felt the overwhelming hopelessness and despair that had been poured into it. It pains me, but my light alone is not enough to banish these shadows. And so, we take a more direct path. If the remaining cultists have withdrawn to Gloomcrag power, their combined power must be what's keeping the flame dark. We must stop them before this darkness spreads. Slay 10 Order of Night cultists in the cave beneath the cliffside beacon.
In my heart, there is fire.
Look out!
What are those things? They hardly seem
A
real.
trick of the shadow. I will deal with them. You all go ahead.
Anduin nods. Kinda looks like shadow beings, and I can't really remember what these are called. I saw them in Legion. So basically the path is past this journal, where you well, follow this path down, or you could just, you know, jump down from here, fly down, and this is the cave you're looking for. Gloomcrack Bower. And indeed, there are cultists in the cave.
Huh?
I'm not sure how I will perform.
I must get
I
closer.
have multiple targets. Should be fine, I
Too
think.
far away.
Darkness, devour you.
Okay, that was just fine. I'm gonna go right here. You will soon see why.
The darkness whispers to me!
So you're hearing voices, huh? Okay.
I'm out of range.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I do think it was in the previous video. Farron mentioned how the shadow whispers to some people, corrupting their mind, basically. So yeah, that kind of corresponds with what this character said. Okay, this is a bit more risky,
I must get closer.
more tricky. You can see there's loads of enemies here. All, well, not all of them, but a lot of them are funneling into this, well, orb of shadow magic, I guess. Alright, so now that I have killed 7 of these, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna take the other path, because there are 3 over here.
Huh?
And as you can see over there, there's Farron and Anduin. So as you can expect, they will help us continue our quest.
I will extinguish your flame!
Sure you will. Okay, find Farron and Anduin.
Alric is nowhere to be found.
But these traitors are wielding powerful darkness up ahead.
Find Farron and Anduin inside the cave beneath the cliffside beacon.
I will see you through the shadow.
Farron's jaw is firm. They made their choice.
If you are lost in darkness, we are here to help.
The final resistance. Farron speaks in hushed, furious whisper. Good work. But before we can leave, there's something else. Down this way are some powerful priests. I think they are summoning something. Something big. No doubt to strike at us above and drive us from the tower itself. It will be dangerous, but we must stop them. Are you with me? Destroy the Shadow Rift.
If we stop that ritual, I should be able to cleanse the flame.
Let's speak with Anduin first.
I will always try.
Once I would have been able to understand. Sorry, let me start over. Once I would have been unable to understand what drove these cultists to the shadows, how they could harm their own. Now, Anduin sighs. I know all too well how the darkness sinks its claws into you, bleeds you out and doesn't let you go, distorts everything with its lies. I am fortunate to have people who saved me before it tore out my eyes and made me blind to the suffering of others. Not everyone here was so lucky.
Will I be forgiven?
So we will go and destroy the Shadow Rift. Of course, we will need to take out these priests first. Apparently they don't know how to get clean handkerchiefs. Guess that's what you get for hiding in damp and dark caverns.
I don't have a target.
Okay, next we destroy the Shadow Rift.
Light be my...
The darkness won't take us today.
Well, at least he didn't give up. Ouch.
Too far away.
Said he valiantly went and attacked the, well, shadow monstrosity. Oh yeah, and Rain of Death drops swirlies all over the place, as you can see. You avoid those.
Anduin, your light. What happened to it?
It doesn't matter. I'm no longer worthy of it.
Farron frowns. Whispering darkness. Trapped in the darkness. There is no way out. Excuse me. Find Farron and Anduin at the cliffside beacon.
Am I needed?
We have to get out. There must be a way. It's suffocating in here. Are we running out of air? We have to get out.
We have lost so many.
Farron's eyes are dark with weariness. It never ends, does it?
A beacon in the dark.
The light at the end of the tunnel. I've never seen shadows this deep, this vicious. It almost feels like they're reaching for us. Farron shudders. We can't stay here. Escape Gloomcrack Bower with Farron and Anduin.
Be strong, my friend.
More shadows. We're trapped in here, aren't we?
No, we're not giving up here.
Farron followed. Oh, there's 3 of them. Big deal, apparently.
Let's go. We can do this if we stick together.
If you pay attention to her when she's attacking, you can actually see that she deals quite a lot of damage. It's more apparent in the part where we were killing Kobus, but well.
The light shines through you. But what if it goes out? What if you failed your people?
You think I've never failed? I've never made mistakes? I was never even supposed
My inventory
to be
is full.
Hallowfall. I stowed away to escape a family that only ever saw me as a failure.
I can't carry
Was it a
more.
mistake? I lost an eye and an arm for it. Does that make me unworthy of the light? I regret nothing. I keep fighting because in the darkness, it's all we can do. I can't give up. It's not in my nature, and I don't think it's in yours either.
I need to target something
You
first.
don't understand. I've hurt people. I was controlled by darkness, but part of me enjoyed it.
Enjoyed hurting people? Or no longer being able to agonize over every thought and action? Having doubt, making mistakes, none of these make you unworthy, Anduin. They light your path forward.
Anduin looks surprised but thoughtful.
The entrance, it's gone. There really is no way out.
Enough of your illusions, Zalatath!
Belador's light has returned. Thank you, Illyria.
Illyria to the rescue. So once you complete this quest, the shadow form or the shadow face of Belador will turn back to, well, light form. So everything will be bright again, which will make them, well, you will see in a second. I'm trying to stall a little bit here to hopefully
now.
experience it shifting back, but yeah, it takes half an hour before it shifts back. I don't think we have time for that. Okay, so speak to Illyria at the entrance to Gloomcrack Bower. Why do I keep saying Bloomcrack? So right before you turn the quest in, you can speak to Anduin and Farron to get some extra dialogue.
I will help if I can.
Anduin looks up at Bellador. It's light in his eyes. It really is something, isn't it? Farron's right. Seeing the light return, you can't help but feel hope swell in your chest. Even me. Anduin shakes his head. I'm sorry for what I said back there. I shouldn't have been dragging you and Farron down with me.
Who is calling for help?
When shadow falls, lamplighters rise.
The wariness seems to have drained from Farron's face. She smiles as she takes in the light of Bellador. Thank you for staying strong with me. Bellador shifts on its own accord. I do not think our actions here influenced it, and yet... She smiles up towards Bellador. I can't help but love when it reflects the light in my heart. You and your friends are newcomers here, and yet... I haven't felt this connected to anyone in a long time. Thank you for coming here, my friend.
We carry the flame into the unknown.
So that's the bit of dialogue or content that I missed on the video. Okay, so speak to Illyria at the entrance to Gloomcrack Bower. Why do I keep saying Bloomcrack?
I am on the hunt.
I'm glad you're safe. I sensed something amiss when those creatures suddenly stopped attacking the tower and disappeared. Bellador shifted on its own shortly after. That was no simple illusion Xalatath trapped you in. I wonder, was I its intended target? You, me, Anduin, Farron. Perhaps she was happy to ensnare any of us.
I do not miss.
We owe our service to those in need.
Restore the flame. Do you feel it? Hope returning? Thank you for your help. The Dawn Tower's flame remains dark, but this time I think we'll be able to restore it. Let's meet at the tower. Help Farron restore the holy flame at the cliffside beacon. For that we get a nice upgrade on the helm gear. So over here you can see 127 resonance crystals. If you go through this chapter for the first time, this campaign, you will receive reputation with Hallowfall Arathi. I think it's 2,500. If I'm mistaken, I will correct that in the video, but it should be 2.5k. Okay, things dropping off my table here.
Don't give in to fear.
Illyria, we would have been lost without you. Thank you. Who is calling?
I'm glad you're all safe. Let's end this.
When shadow falls, lamplighters rise.
I will always try.
Yeah. Too bad.
A lamplighter brings hope.
I'm ready.
We carry the flame. Join me, please.
You know the light is not with me.
There is no darkness so deep that the light cannot reach us. Just be here with me. Now, breathe. We are the seekers of light. We are the holders of hope. In the very heart of shadow, we are the lamps that guide the way. It's a first step. The rest is just time and trust.
finally we see Anduin smiling for once. Okay, so I think text is still the same.
I will help if I can.
Ah, okay. Anduin looks curiously at his hand. I don't know what to think. Just breathe? Is that okay? I thought I had to find some answer. Some great truth about myself in order to find peace again. Maybe that's not possible. Maybe the only answer is to let it go. Or maybe the great truth is that it is okay to move on. But how could I be allowed to move on after the harm I've done?
I hear a radiant song.
Be strong, my friend.
Farron gives a warm, tired smile. Thank you. Thank the light you all arrived when you did. I'm glad we can help each other.
If you are lost in darkness, we are here to help.
And there we go. So at this point, you will get a little window up here that says Gathering Shadows has been completed. Okay, so what was I going to say? I have no idea. No, I forgot. Anyway, so now we have completed this chapter. Let's summarize what we did. So at the start of the chapter, we spoke with Farron, who was tired but determined to perform her work now that Belladar shifted into shadow. She said that it is the duty of lamplighters to keep all dawn towers lit. She would go to Laurel's Crossing to patrol in the area and asked us to accompany her. She suggested we go by airship because monsters show up in the darkness. Quote, while we were on the skiff, we were constantly attacked by minions of the Void. In between attacks, Farron told us more about Hallowfall. More specifically, when the skies go dark, a curfew is in place to protect the citizens. Apparently, something in the darkness whispers to people, and some give in to the whispers as they lose faith. As we arrived at Laurel's Crossing, we were met by farmers running away from Sina's Yearning. The farmers were seeking shelter from raiding Kobis. The army went to defend the people, but they would need help. Over at Sina's Yearning, we saw how General Steelstrike and Farron were once again arguing. General Steelstrike wanted to secure the village further ahead, while Farron argued that nearby villages need to get rescued first. Turns out that the Kobis had captured several Arathi citizens to drown and eat them. We learned that Kobis are some fish-like creatures that lurk in shallow water, snatching anyone who comes near. Not only do they eat their victims, but sometimes they perform necromancy on their bodies. General Steelstrike thought we were crazy to go and try to rescue villages in Kobis waters during the darkness. Nonetheless, while she was sure that we would end up dead, she asked us to take out as many Kobis as possible. When we returned, one of the survivors thanked us, calling Farron by her full name, Farron Lothar. Anduin, his curiosity was sparked by her last name, and we learned that Farron is related to Anduin Lothar, one of Stormwind's greatest heroes. Apparently, he was a close friend of Anduin Rin's grandfather, King Lane Rin. Farron kind of waved away the idea that she's a noble lady, but then she considered the fact that this meant Anduin was a king himself. Given what Anduin has been through in the Shadowlands, he pretty much avoided the subject as well. Next, Farron asked us to use the sacred flame at the village to bolster the Arathi's strength of mind. She assumed that the people at Sina's Yearning would be faltering with the darkness and the Kobis raid. Meanwhile, Anduin and Farron would lead the injured villagers back to Laurel's Crossing. Over at the village, we saw how the army was struggling to push back the Kobis. We then lit the oil well and rallied the forces. General Steelstrike also told us that the Kobis brought some of their strongest to the fight. She asked us to take them out, which would hopefully turn the tide of the battle. As we turned in our quests, a wave of shadow seemed to wash over Sina's Yearning. It also turned the oil well from light to shadow or dark. General Steelstrike tried to convince Farron that we had to retreat, but she feared for the Dawn Tower and rushed off to investigate. We found her and Anduin on a hill overlooking the Dawn Tower, shocked by the sight of the Dawn Tower that had been corrupted by shadow magic. We agreed to take a closer look and saw a cutscene in which cultists were at the foot of the tower. Illyria appeared and took all of them out except for their leader Alric. Illyria hoped he could be forced to reveal Zalata's location, but he just laughed, saying Xalatath expected Illyria's arrival, after which she entered a portal. Illyria said that Elric is part of the Order of Night, who performed the ritual to corrupt the Dawn Tower. Farron then tried to cleanse the Dawn Tower, but the shadow magic was overwhelming her. Illyria called upon Anduin to help her, but he was too insecure. As Farron was unable to cleanse the shadow corruption on her own, we investigated further and learned that Elric used to be a lamplighter, but betrayed them, as well as the Arathi, and instead became the leader of the Order of Night. We also learned that they are plotting in a cave just beneath the tower, the Dawn Tower. Farron explains that there was too much hopelessness and despair, and I quote, poured into the flame, for her to lift the corruption. As cultists are still beneath the Dawn Tower, we would take the fight to them in the cave beneath, and stop them from channeling shadow to the Dawn Tower. As we left the Dawn Tower, it came under attack by shadowy figures. Illyria called it trickery by the shadow and said she'd stay behind to deal with it. After taking out the cultists, we regrouped with Farron and Anduin deeper in the cave. We saw two more powerful cultists or priests trying to summon something, so we decided to take them out and destroy the portal. However, it seemed like we were too late, because everything went dark and some huge shadow creature spawned. Anduin tried to call to the light once more, but nothing happened. However, he was not deterred, and together we defeated the creature. Though despair was getting a hold of him and, well, slightly on Farron as well. Farron quickly regained her composure and pulled Anduin through. She pointed out that she too made mistakes and had doubts in the past. She wasn't even part of the expedition that came to Hallowfall in the first place, but she hid on the ship to get away from her, to get away because her family thought of her as a failure. As we reached the exit, it seemed like it was blocked by boulders. However, Illyria shattered the rocks and revealed that everything was just an illusion by Xalatath. And, well, this is part of the chat I forgot, sorry about that. So Anduin felt hope return as he gazed upon Belador that shifted back to light. Furthermore, Farron got Anduin thinking, due to the speech of Farron on how Anduin's experience doesn't make him unworthy of the light. Farron then suggested we return to the Dawn Tower, as it should be possible to cleanse it now. In a cutscene, she invited Anduin to join her, offering a hand. Though he was reluctant at first, he grabbed her hand to join her. We saw how Farron was radiating light and how it spread to Anduin, at which point the Dawn Tower was cleansed of its corruption. Finally, Farron assured Anduin that the light would return to him if he's patient and if he puts the trust in the light. Okay, and apparently I've been talking too long. But yeah, in the next video we will go to the third and final chapter of the Hallowfall campaign, called Hope in Solidarity. Until then, I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope you will check out this next video as well. See ya!